Okay, boys, if a cold break, you take one step back. Don't throw any punches around the back of the head and protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up. Good luck, lads.
Another good fight on paper, this one. Arias with just that one professional defeat, and that came against a big name, Daniel Jacobs, who actually outboxed him and won that fight fairly clearly. But he's kind of a gatekeeper level to the top class, and this is a step up unquestionably for Luke Keeler. And if he can come through this, then it represents a really substantial win for the Dubliner.
Oh, most definitely. So on paper, it's a massive step up in class. We don't really know what Arias has really, because the only time we've really seen him was up against Jacobs, where he was dominated, but he showed he was tough, showed flashes of some good work when he was allowed to.
On a draw last time out, Arias against Gabriel Rosado. Hasn't fought since that fight, which was last November. Luke Keeler, well, he's kind of started really... Oh, good shot! And put him down. Goodness me. Arias taking his time. The count's at 8. Showing that he's, well, he would hope not been badly hurt. Meanwhile, Keeler going looking for him.
And that's right, you got to jump all over him now, because it was like a short left hook, didn't seem much on it, did it? But must have caught him on a temple or something, because he's in all sorts of trouble. Got to keep that foot on the pedal now, Keeler.
Not a noted banger, Luke Keeler, but he caught him beautifully there in this opening round.
Good jab there though from Arias.
Good right hand from Arias. And he appears to have recovered. And a dream start for Luke Keeler.
Again, nice little chopping right hand there from Keeler. And a left hook as well there when Arias came forward.
Used to work as an engineer, Luke Keeler. Didn't really take it too seriously, his boxing. Full time now. There's 2 wins against Conrad Cummings, showing that he has quality.
And he's improved, but he was better in the second fight against Cummings than he was in the first. And he was good enough in the first. Nice again there from Keeler. Arias maybe lacking a little bit of confidence, even though he was coming forward. Nice uppercut in that combination there from Keeler.
Oh, he's got him going again! Was that a knockdown? Referee didn't call it. Steve Gray was looking closely. Oh, what an opening round for Luke Keeler. Interesting to see those moments again, and a little bit of an old-fashioned shoulder barge, and Steve Gray will not allow that to happen. Well, what a dramatic opening round that was. Peter Taylor, coach in the corner.
Okay, you've got the power, you've got to get that.
Here's the knockdown.
Yes, it almost looks like there's nothing on. I'm not sure if the right hand caught him on the top of the head first of all. See here now, there, and then that left hook there, hits him right on the button. It didn't see much on it. Maybe Arias is looking at the floor, didn't see it.
And he caught him late in the round, really heavily again.
Yeah. But again, it's right on the temple. That's what's done. It's on the temple. Arias is looking at the floor, hasn't seen it. I guess that's what's happened there. There wasn't enough space for Keeler to produce loads of power on that shot. That was, yeah, the referee was spotting. There was no knockdown, a little bit of a push with the forehand there. But what a dream start here for Luke Keeler.
Well, 10-8 in the bag. Dublin 1, Boca Raton, Florida 0.
Good right hand there from Keeler.
Referee having a word I don't think Steve Gray was too impressed by that shoulder barge from Keeler at the end of the first round, and again telling him to tidy it up. Twin sons, Luke Keeler, Alfie and Archie. I wonder if they're here tonight. 4 years old.
You'd think not, wouldn't you?
Bit
Nice
late.
uppercut there from Keeler.
Bit late for a 4-year-old, isn't it?
Yeah, took a couple of right hands. Good body shot there from Arias.
Flips in there. He doesn't want to be getting his gloves low and inviting that.
That's what he doesn't want to be, square on the ropes there, Keeler.
Arias right in his face, trying to force the fight.
He's done well, hasn't he, Arias, actually, this round. Just trying to turn the kid on the reverse.
He's winning it, isn't he?
He is.
Keeler, the one who was holding on there.
Good body shot there from Arias.
And
the left hook.
He's had a good round here, the American.
Good right hand there, though, from Keeler.
Stopped Arias in his tracks. He's markedly trying to rough Keeler up in this round. I'm in charge, he says. That's why he's wearing a white shirt and a dicky bow.
Oh, good right hand there from Arias. And a left hook to follow it up. So he's just giving away too much ground there, Keeler, and then just he had nowhere to go then. He put himself in the ropes. We're after a nightmare start. They took a good right hand there though from Keeler.
Well, a good round. And again, he tells him about using his head.
Stay off them ropes, okay?
A good round that from Luis Arias.
What are we going to do? 1, 2, all
Really
right.
dug in, and Keeler under a lot of pressure. Great atmosphere here, open air in Belfast.
Oh, good shot there from Arias. Really dipped down with that with the legs. And Keeler just standing a little bit too tall. Took it well. And again, did the same thing again there, Arias. Dips the legs down, throws the right hand over the top.
He thinks he's the power puncher. And he's trying to prove it, aware that he's been down in that opening round. That would have been a 10-8 round to Keeler, but it looked to us as though Arias is coming back.
It's good there from Keeler, nice little jab. 1-2 on the move. He's fighting with his back on the ropes for most part, like he did in the previous round, and that's not a good sign for him. Got to be trying to turn Arias when he gets on his back. Once that back leg touches the rope, he got a little pivot. Good movement there.
thinks that he is the physically stronger man in there. Solid left hand from Arias. You heard that thud home. And again. Zero reaction from the Belfast crowd when Arias's work is good.
It's good right hand there from Keeler on the move. Again, just this sliding out of distance then.
A grueling fight, this one, Barry. What's the look of that? Right hand of Arias only just whistling past the nose of Keeler, and he has got in with a couple of lefts as well.
Yeah, but Keeler's, I don't think Keeler's getting hurt with any of these shots. He's firing back. And I think it's been a close round as well. I think Arias is going to get the nod for me, but only because Keeler's been sat on the ropes for too long.
We're at the Arias corner. It's trainer Derek Santos, and they are happy with the way things have been going.
That was early in the round there from Arias there, just tipping down, throwing that right hand over the top. Did it twice, and it worked for him twice as well.
Second time, line 4.
Well, if the judging, the scoring is agreed with the way Barry sees it, as I think they're asking for a bit of grease to be taken away off the face of Luis Arias. Steve Grave, the referee. You got it level now, Barry.
Yeah, I thought he did enough to win the last 2 rounds for me, Arias, and I think just Keeler's giving away a little bit too much ground.
Referee scoring this one, Steve Gray.
Good jab there from Keeler.
And it's rather telegraphing some of those long-range overhand right hands.
That's what he needs to do more often, turn the Arias off. When Arias gets him back to on the ropes, you've got to turn him and then fire back. Oh, lovely shot there from Arias. Just dipped his legs again. Does it quite well. Every now and again, just dips his legs. Just gets a little bit lower in the line of fire, then comes back with a shot.
Keeler showing that, as you said, he's got a terrific chin, though. So early in the fight, I'm sure he'd rather that wasn't being tested. Remember, there was the knockdown in the opening round.
Good right hand there from Keeler as well. Good response though from Arias there. As soon as he took a good shot, he's trying to put the pressure back on him.
That's good. Keeler forcing him back. Arias likes to be the man on the front foot, likes to come forward, but he was stopped in his tracks there.
Left hook there, even though it was a 2-punch combination started off Keeler, but the left hook from Arias was a lovely little shot. Again, just dips the legs, gets underneath the punches and comes back. Finishing strong here, Arias, but I still think that Keeler might have just picked him off a little bit.
Difficult round to score, this one, isn't it? It's rounds like that which can sometimes determine the outcome.
That's how easy it is.
Our main event still to come, Michael Conlan against Diego Ruiz. It is absolutely packed here, open air at Falls Park. Great Belfast sporting occasion. Had Pete Taylor speaking to Luke Keeler, and the
good shot.
Good shot.
He's hurt him.
And he wants to just buy a few seconds here, Keeler, because Arias knows that he's hurt him and he's going looking for him. One round the back of the head.
Oh, just again, dipped the legs, exploded with the left hook there, Arias. And again.
Pete Taylor certainly thought, he agreed with you, that Keeler won that last round.
I think Arias finished stronger, he finished lovely with another two-punch combination, but I thought Keeler did enough. But so far, Arias coming out strong.
Keeler really starting this 5th round fast.
Nice right hand there from Keeler. Polish off.
Another one.
Yeah, he just can remember to keep moving that head when he's coming forward with the Arias. Oh, what a shot!
And Keeler having to hold on, trying to get a second or two. The most hurtful punches in this round seem to be coming from the American.
Oh, he's having a good round, isn't he, Arias here? Could have dipped that left shoulder again, throw that right hand over the top. Keeler's moving on to it.
And the crowd has been silenced a little bit by the dominance so far in this round of Arias. Steve Gray's having a tough time of it in there. He's sometimes fights you have barely noticed the referee. This is one of those where he's had to be really laying down the law.
Oh, he's done it. Oh, it's a nightmare for Keeler.
Point away. Crowd booing and jeering, but Steve Gray telling him I had no alternative.
That's been a good round for Arias, turned into a fantastic round now.
Well, that point deduction is going to cancel out effectively the first round knockdown that Luke Keeler scored. Well, it looks as though this is going to be going down as a 10-8 round to Luis Arias with the point deduction. Halfway stage of the fight.
That's a great shot. They're right. Lovely. He's getting dips that legs with that big left hand. And lands another good shot here, I think, as well, Arias. See, just dipping the legs, Looks like he's going to go to the body, and then whips that left hook over the top. And I don't think Keeler was as hurt as I thought he was at the time, but he did have to just take a little jog back to the ropes, just to get a little bit of space, just to get his composure again. There's that good shot I was talking about, with a lovely right hand. Keeler takes a good shot. Took a little bit too many in that round. That was a fantastic round. And with that public warning as well, made it a 2-point round there for Arias.
So halfway points of the fight, and Barry's card has Arias now ahead against the Dubliner. Caught him again with that left hand. Corner imploring Luke Keeler to be first, be the one forcing the pace, be the aggressor. Easier said than done.
Did all the good work there with the movement there, Arias. Did all the good movement rolling into the shots. He's never threw nothing back. Done all the work, got in the right positions, he never threw a shot. It's the left hook again there from Arias. It's the same movement every time, dips the legs.
And he's a sucker for it every time.
Yeah, just leans the body over to the right and throws a left hook.
Crowd tries to raise the spirits of Keeler.
That's nice from Keeler, that's good work there.
Good work off the back foot.
Break, stop boxing.
Idea of world rankings of these two. Luke Keeler ranked number 6 by the WBO. He's the WBO European champion. Luis Arias by the WBC is ranked number 8.
Good right hand there from Keeler as well. And again, oh, lovely shot.
Good uppercut.
Trying to put a lot of pressure on Keeler here, Arias, but except for the early part of the round, hasn't been too effective at late. Good jab though, yeah.
Good finishing spurt from Keeler.
Just looks unsteady on his legs there, Arias. I don't think he's hurt, I think he's a little bit fatigued.
Well, he's clearly taken his foot off the gas. He had a very good 5th round, but that's a much better round for Keeler. Giving that one to Keeler, Barry, and that makes it dead level on the cards. Pete Taylor with the advice in the Keeler corner.
He's more tired than you. You first, 1-2, shove like you, then carry on. He was nearly gone there. Okay. How are you feeling? Now, come on, give me another big round.
He was
here,
nearly
right?
gone. I'm not too sure about that, but he certainly dominated the round.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit unsteady on his legs, but I thought he was just about a little bit of more exhaustion. And I think Peter Taylor said that he's more tired than you are in there. And I think that was the case. He's forcing the pace, he's pushing the pace areas, but he didn't have a lot of success with the actual landed shots.
10 rounder this one. Round 7 coming up. Keeler finding his second window on that. Arias trying to start fast. Good work, Keeler. A stumble down, no knockdown. A little bit of dampness maybe on the ring surface. Temperature is notably dropping here. It's got a little bit cool.
That'll help the fighters as well, to be fair. Oh, good right hand there from Arias. I think he needed that as well, because I think he was just being a little bit outboxed so far. He's coming forward, but not enough. His work
rate's down from where it was a couple of rounds ago.
And the quality in his work has just reduced a little bit as well.
pushing his punches out a little more now, the American.
It's such a slow right-handed Arias that Keeler should have made him pay for that.
Good shot. The crowd responding to that. Good work again from Keeler, who certainly looks the fresher man now. 32, he's 3 years older. And still looks as though he's got plenty left.
Oh, good left hook there from Keeler. And again, he just looks a little bit unsteady on his legs, so there, Arias.
Remember, only Daniel Jacobs has beaten this man.
Good body shot there from Arias. He's absolutely, he's so tired here, Arias. So his work, so laboured his work is from what it was only just a couple of rounds ago.
Definitely. Definitely.
Because Keeler's not doing that much either. He's doing a better quality of work from Keeler.
He's won this round, Barry.
Oh, big shot.
Made him punish for a lazy-looking wild swing. And look, he knows it. He knows that he's getting on top.
He's gone, Lukey, okay? But you've got to just keep your hands up. Right hands to the body, left hooks in the head, you're killing it with it. Okay, and the jab's keeping it busy. Stay off them ropes again. Just do it. I want the same again this round. Okay, we're round to 8th round, Lukey. Okay, right, it's a 3-round fight now, Lukey, all right? Okay, you do 3 rounds in your sleep, mate. Okay, you're brilliant, you're brilliant. Okay, listen to me. Right hand, left hook, right hand to the body, left hook to the head. 1, 2, all day. You see it, okay? And then don't be equality exchange if you want.
Yeah. 3 rounds to go, and Keeler, well, the way we see it, with his nose ahead.
Not so much that he's ahead, it's the momentum's in his favour now. I think that's quite important in this stage of a fight. We're coming into the last 2 rounds, the momentum's all in his favour. He's the one who seems to be the stronger, more flow in his work. And Arias, you know, standing a little bit jaded and tired. He needs to find something.
Well, he's hardly taken a backward step right the way through the fight, Arias, but Keeler now is the one who seems to be physically dominating. Terrific exchange, and Keeler perhaps getting the better of it again.
He's really enjoying himself, isn't he? You can see it in the corner. He's getting his instruction. He had a smile on his face, and
the crowd are right there with him.
Just got to keep his concentration on. When Arias gets a bit of a second win, a little bit of a success, what it takes is a good shot, and all of a sudden you find yourself full of energy again. You land with a good punch, it sort of feeds you.
Keeler, such an improved fighter over the last 3 years.
He doesn't try and be what he's not. He doesn't try and be over clever. He does the basics. He doesn't try and be too flashy. I know he drops his hands a little bit, but he doesn't try and be something he's not. He doesn't try and be a fancy Dan. He knows what he is. He's relatively basic, but he's strong and determined and disciplined, and he sticks to those.
And who knows, if he comes through this with a win, it could be a stepping stone to a really big fight. Real laboured look about Arias, who's digging deep. He almost looks as though he's punched himself out, Arias. It doesn't look as though there's a lot left.
He's shattered, he's exhausted, isn't he? I think he might get a warning himself now. Yep, he is. Oh.
Heads again. Oh, hang on, punching on the break. Listen to what I say.
Oh, nice one, Keeler there. Half step back, solid jab as well.
He'll certainly fancy that he's going to be the winner now.
And that being just because Arias can't find that bit of strength, a bit of pace, a bit of movement.
Put a huge amount into the 5th round, didn't he? He won that one big time. I had the point deduction on Keeler, but since then it has been the Irishman. And with the point deduction, could be a 10-8.
Yeah, it's got to be. It has to be a 10-8. He was winning the round anyway. And now with that bullet one, a 10-8, and he's on the home stretch now. Arias got to come out with something special. A lovely right hand there on the spin there from Keeler.
He calls break there,
That's
and bang.
Yeah.
That's the point. Keeler not play acting. He dropped his gloves and he smacked him.
Well, I don't think he was doing him any favours there, Keeler, but you know, and he got a right to complain, of course.
Two rounds to go, and it might be that it's Keeler's to lose now.
Quarters, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 9.
That's how Barry's got it. By 3 points to Luke Keeler. Oh, he's caught him with the right hand and down he goes.
4, 5.
He doesn't know what happened.
Well, he slipped. He's got caught with a punch, but he slipped. But he got caught with a punch. It's just one of those horrible, unfortunate things. He slipped in his corner where it was wet earlier on. I think you could see his feet squared up. But he got caught while he was moving, so the referee had to call a knockdown.
Another good left hand from Keeler. Probably ended the debate, that, if he gets through here now, unless Arias can knock him out.
I think so. I think he needs a stoppage, or at least a couple of knockdowns here, Arias. Oh, good shot though. Good movement there from Keeler, moving back, changing the angles of the movements as well, making it for Arias to hit the target. Good left hook there from Arias, and again there.
He's going for broke. Keeler utterly unmoved. Wild swings from Arias. It's good from Keeler.
Good left foot there from Arias. A real big effort in this round, hasn't he?
Well, he's come back well, hasn't he? Credit where it's due. Certainly in the latter stages of the round, it's been Arias who's been forcing it and landing the bigger punches. But whatever, it's going to go down as another round to Luke Keeler, whether it goes down as 10-8 or 10-9. There was the knockdown, but you don't automatically have to make it 10-8. How would you score that one, Barry?
Well, I thought obviously the public wanted, but I thought Arias would have won the round regardless of that. So,
well, he was down, wasn't he? It was the knockdown which would have potentially made it to 10-8, and he's saying that he kind of fell in, didn't he? And it landed. Wasn't a clean shot that put him down, and then came back so bravely. Nevertheless, knocked down it was.
Corners, 10 seconds. Second fight, 10, final round.
Well, referee Steve Gray might decide that was a 10-9 rather than a 10-8. But we go now into the final round, and Keeler, well, unless it's very different to how we've seen it, he is ahead.
strong start to the round here from Keeler. Maybe they think Arias put everything in that last round, everything he had.
Doubling up on the jab, knocking the head back of the American.
That's good work.
Blind swings from Arias, one around the back of the head, and the referee straight in there. Probably the biggest test of Luke Keeler's career, this. If you can just evade any sort of big shot from Arias, which surely at this stage would have to put him down if he's going to win, then Keeler looks as though he's on his way.
But he's sort of found the second win, hasn't he, Arias? I don't think he's been that effective in this round, but he's found the second win, put more energy in his work. But he needed about 3 or 4 rounds to go for.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good there from Keeler.
Good work rate and reactions from Keeler.
That's a lovely jab. Oh, good there from Arias. So lovely right hand left hook. Maybe not the weight that they had earlier on in the fight from him, but a good shot all the same.
Keeler, has to be said, has done really well in the second half of the fight. Had that point deduction in the 5th, and it looked as though it was all going horribly wrong at that stage. Oh, lovely. Arias walking onto punches. Clash of heads, but Keeler dominating as we come up towards the final bell. And Keeler celebrates. He knows that he's won that fight. The corner know he's won it, the crowd know he's won it. And I think as he walks a little bit disconsolately back to his own corner, Luis Arias also knows that Luke Keeler has won that one and produced the best performance of his career, arguably.
Oh, of course, it was the biggest test of his career, and he's come through with flying colours, but he keeps surprising us, didn't he? He was an underdog against Conrad Cummins in the first fight, and in the second fight you thought maybe Conrad Cummins could make the adjustments, he'll make it a more difficult fight, or maybe get revenge, and Keeler was even better. And you know, up against a test, you know, a guy who's known more for that loss than anything else, I think he rose the occasion again. And you know, it was a close-ish fight up to the midway stage, but I think Arias tired and Keeler didn't, and that was the difference.
To think that a few years ago he almost quit. he almost walked away from the sport, and here he is winning a fight like this.
The sport is littered with stories of people, you know, just on the brink of tacking it in to have a normal life, get a normal job, and coming back and turning their whole life around and being a better for it. But I think he gets the win. I can't think you could dispute it. I think it was a good performance from him. The Arias in stages was good. He just faded down the stretch for me.
Two fighters embrace. The referee brings them to the centre of the ring. And now we can go into the ring and hear who's won the fight, because here is Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Steve Gray, scores this contest 96-91 for your winner, Cool Hand, Luke Keeler.
Luke Keeler winning it by a 5-point margin on the referee's scorecard, getting great congratulations in those corners, as well he might, because that was a good performance.
The chapel here and all the lane and jail. Think about these last few weeks. Only say we failed. From the school days they have told us we must yearn for liberty. All I want in this dark place is to have you with me. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share love, so we will say goodbye.
And there he is, the man that they've come to see, Michael Conlan. And this arena is absolutely rocking.
It was music that kept the spirits free. All songs of yours and mine.
The return of the Belfast hero. And I have to say, he looks an altogether different figure to the one who weighed in yesterday, when on the scales he looked dreadful. Today he looks well, rehydrated and ready to go. His brother Jamie already up in the ring. Adam Booth, his trainer, steps through the ropes. And now we will have a positive cacophony as Michael Conlan steps into the ring here in Falls Park, Belfast. Ready now for his 12th professional fight. Carl Frampton dreamt of fighting at Windsor Park. Michael Conlan used to play football as a kid right here, and now he's fighting in this temporary stadium which has been erected in Falls Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our featured bout. It is scheduled for 10 rounds and it will be for the WBO Intercontinental and the vacant WBA Intercontinental Featherweight Championships. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Lee Eaton for MTK Global in association with Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated and Fila on Phobail, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Foot Asylum. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge John Williamson, along with the World Boxing Organization, President Francisco Varcarcel, supervisor tonight Marion Palatin, and the World Boxing Association, President Alberto Mendoza, supervisor Ram Habit. Our 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system will be Terry O'Connor of England, Erkki Meronen of Finland, and Giustino Di Giovanni of Italy. When the bell rings, our referee in charge, third man in the ring, will be Michael Alexander of England. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived. Live from Falls Park here in Belfast, this is our main event of the evening. Introducing to you first, the challenger fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing gold with white and weighed in at 8 stone, 12 pounds. Coming to us from Las Talitas, Tucumán, Argentina, he brings a professional record consisting of 21 wins, 2 defeats, with 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the current WBC Latino Silver Featherweight Champion, Diego Alberto, El Profeta Ruiz. And his opponent across the ring in this main event, he is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He's wearing white with green and gold and weighed in at 8 stone, 13 pounds. Hailing from right here, Belfast, he is representing all of Ireland. A 2012 Olympic bronze medalist, he is now undefeated as a professional with 11 wins. 6 of his 11 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBO Intercontinental Featherweight Champion, Michael Conlan.
Spine-tingling reception from the fans. Imagine what it would be like if this was for a fully fledged world title. The likes of Josh Warrington, Oscar Valdez, Leo Santa Cruz. That's for the future. This is now. And here's Michael Alexander.
Well, you both know the rules, so let's just have a good, clean fight, okay? Most of all, remember to defend yourselves at all times, all right? That's great.
Good old-fashioned exchange of facial expressions. You can say that, certainly so far as that's concerned, Ruiz is very much up for this. How good will Conlan look tonight?
Second time, right away.
For the 12th time. Conlan with such smooth skills. Will he be able, in the years ahead, to fulfill the faith of Bob Arum in backing him as a professional? Still, there are one or two question marks there. Still, one or two people say, has he got the power? Certainly got some very slick skills.
And also, he's with a trainer now who likes his fighters to have power. They have a wide stance and everything's about explosiveness. So he's been with him for a while now, Adam Booth. So there was a transitional period, well, probably from getting used to different types of training, how they set their feet, how they throw their shots at times. So that might be over now. So you tend to be thinking that he's going to be close to perfecting that, the idea that Adam Booth has. And will we see the best of him tonight? And is the best yet to come? We'll find out.
You can guarantee an electric atmosphere when you come to boxing at Belfast. One thing you can also pretty much guarantee is rain, and it's coming down. And because of the wind, it's blowing under the canopy. It's not heavy yet, but it's there.
Nice controlled start here from Conlan, not taking any silly risks, just having a good look at Ruiz, but popping out a nice solid jab. Plenty of feints there, as you see.
Ruiz, like Conlan, can switch hit.
Just having a look, and he's just probing, just seeing what he's throwing the feints in of Ruiz to react.
You heard that a couple of minor belts on the line tonight, intercontinentals for the WBA and WBO. Diego Ruiz won the WBC Latino Silver last time out. So you've made a note of this.
I stopped listening to you a long time ago, John. I like this start from Clark. I know we haven't done much, but it's a nice professional start. He's taking this end of the ring. And he's having a good look.
Ruiz hasn't shown him a great deal in this round so far.
No, but the feints that he's been throwing Conlan, he's seeing if Ruiz will react by looking to defend first or looking to automatically attack. And then obviously that's when you go back to the corner, you come back to the next round, and if you can absorb that information, you know how to go about it, or your plan for what you're going to do the next round.
Well, a fairly quiet opening round. Conlan probably just doing enough. Here in Belfast, but the crowd are loving it. Michael Conlan with his trainer, Adam Booth. Meanwhile, party time. Off we go for round two. Quiet opener there, Barry.
It was. I give it to Conlan because he's the one who went to the centre of the ring and the only one who's trying to throw shots and looking for openings. Just expect him now to sort of just be a little bit more proactive and start really trying to make a dent here on Ruiz.
Carl Frampton in action next week. He might be getting another world title shot before the end of the year if he comes through okay. Josh Warrington, he'll be defending before too long his IBF crown. Conlan maybe against either or both of those in the future. It could happen. Conlan against Frampton.
Well,
big mates,
yeah,
but
unbelievable,
that's a big fight, isn't it? And Warrington, that'd be a big fight. Got to win this, though. There's talk as well of the WBC champion, Gary Russell Jr., moving up. So I suppose in theory there could be a vacant title.
I thought you were going to say there's talk that Gary Russell Jr. was going to have a fight.
Well,
he's such a good fighter. He's massively underrated, but he doesn't fight enough.
Talking about him going up to a level to fight Gervonta Davis.
Oh wow,
Be an interesting one.
Oh, yeah, it will be. Nice little right hand there from Conlan, and it'll help him. Ruiz will be a little bit more adventurous. We'll try and have a little go here, and I think that'll help Conlan. Just gaps will appear for him then.
Conlan slightly the taller man as the rain comes down a little bit heavier.
It's good from Conlan there. Switch to the southpaw stance, little jab and little left hand to the body. When he goes back to that, Conlan, the lovely footwork, it's like to take one less step back and go and pivot to the right.
Referee says get on with it. He kind of dragged him with the inside of the glove there. It wasn't a punch, I don't think, which caused the stumble. Not a lot coming from Ruiz. It's all Conlan thus far.
Because he's not doing enough, he's just making Conlan a little bit more tentative to let his hands go. He's going to have to solve it. He's going to have to solve that puzzle a little bit soon, though, Conlan.
Winning the round fairly clearly, though. Conlan taking the first 2 rounds against Diego Ruiz. Not exactly in firecracker form so far. But not a lot coming from Ruiz, in all honesty. I don't think the crowd are too worried, are they? They're just loving being here.
They've come to see you, John. I'm sure they have.
Yeah, right.
Good from Conlan there. You see that little double punt, little double feint.
Was supposed to have been fighting Vladimir Nikitin originally, ruled out with a bicep injury. And Conlan has said that he expected Ruiz to be his toughest test so far. We'll see.
But the Nikitin thing it was a great story, of course, but I still thought, from what I've seen in them both as professionals, was going to be an easy night's work for Conlan.
It's kind of redemption night, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, it's a fantastic story and worth the occasion, I feel. But I think for a fight, it would have been quite comfortable for him.
Nikitin, the man who got the such a controversial decision against Conlan back in the amateur days. A decision that absolutely underlined the fact that Conlan would go over to the paid ranks.
A bit low there with that left hook there, Conlan to the body. Good shot.
Does have a tendency to deliver the low shot on occasion. Another one looked as though it was low. Argentinian corner getting very excited about Ruiz trying to throw punches, but they don't appear to be landing.
No, but he's trying to have a pop. I think they're trying to encourage him to let his hands go a little bit more. Just when Conlan throws a jab, single punch, he should be throwing in flurries of shots, straight punches. You know, nice long arms there, Ruiz. And try and force Conlan back in straight lines.
Good balance, good footwork from Conlan, in and out with that right hand. And comfortably pocketing another round.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Still raining here at Falls Park in Belfast. Bob Arum watching on. Michael Conlan, it's his fighter, of course, promotes him Still such a dominant figure in world boxing. And we'll hopefully be having him over to chat to the lads at the end of this fight. Fourth round and pretty much all Conlan so far.
It is, and it's, you know, he's having it all his own way, but and he's not taking any silly risks. But now maybe he has to start just trying to force the openings now, create his own openings, because Ruiz is not giving much away for him. So maybe just he's turning the screws for a little bit more pressure on Ruiz. And do what Adam Bruce said, you know, roll underneath. Don't have to take those big steps back all the time.
He had the shorts identification there. Ruiz is the guy with the tats, if you want to look at it another way, or with a bit of beard.
He's trying to be a little bit busier here now, Conlan.
Yeah, he's just going through the gears a little, isn't he? Oh, another low shot. Now, that's his second one. If he got a point taken away there, he couldn't complain.
No, maybe not. I'd be harsh, I think. But I think that might be it for another.
We certainly don't need to be doing that.
So if you're saying you certainly don't need to be doing that, as to say you're controlling things as it is, you don't need to be making any worse for yourself.
The fighter was speaking to me at the weigh-in yesterday, and I won't embarrass him by saying who it was, but he said, watch for that shot. He does it a lot.
Shot.
Beauty that was, through the guard, brought the punch up wonderfully. Great accuracy from Conlan.
And he blocked the left hand of Ruiz and then threw it. That was what was the better part of it for me. Happy to stand in range and block and counter.
Solid left hand. He's put his foot on the gas a bit in this fourth.
Yeah, it's been a much better round for him. Much better, more active. And he's trying to put a bit more pressure on Ruiz, but still, you know, not taking any silly chances yet.
Ruiz not really showing the technical skills to put him under any sort of pressure.
Shot, good body shot there.
Planting his feet and really starting to pour more power into his punches. Oh, and a little exchange of words. Pleasantries passed.
Don't make that jab predictable. When you're in that wanna be inside mindset, don't make that jab predictable. Slide that in, grip that through, take that low exit. It's gonna work every time. Once you bang hard, make sure that you maintain that flow so that whatever comes back goes there. That's love. Breaking it downstairs, always a low fucking exit. Not one high exit. Everything is low and then keep banging.
With a bit of Chelsea dagger. It is chucking it down. Fans still going nuts. Four rounds in the bag for Conlan. Ruiz so far has the appearance of a man who is being, harsh as it may sound, being outclassed.
Yeah, he is, and you know, he just needs a bit. If he gets a bit of success here, Ruiz, he might sort of be a little bit more adventurous, have a little bit of a pop. But he's going to have to force his way into the fight himself, and the way he's boxing at the minute, and this sort of moving around like this is not going to work. Just looking to counter off any mistakes that Conlan might make, because he won't make too many of those. So he's got to come forward with a double jab. Just some weight behind that shot, step behind it, try and push Conlan back.
Conlan talks about wanting a world title shot next year. Ruiz at last getting into range and did not manage to get in with a couple of body shots. Took some back by way of response though.
A nice short right hook, I thought, from Conlan in close. Again, I still like to kind of just get a little bit lower, especially when Ruiz comes forward. Just get a little bit lower, just try and just slide and roll underneath those shots.
He's having his most success in the fight so far, the Argentinian, which isn't saying a lot.
He's controlling everything, Conlan. He just maybe struggling to hit the target as clean as he was maybe in a round or two ago.
Well, that was a very much better round for Ruiz. Did he do enough? No?
No, not for me.
Conlan winning all 5 rounds so far on Barry's card.
There's Jim Rock there. You've seen the back of Jim Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Fights from a few years back.
Back in the mid-90s.
Talking of fighters of a few years back, Dave McCauley sitting behind us, commentating for Irish radio.
Fantastic fighter. Really was.
Very nice. Very nice.
Adam Booth happy with what's happening so far. I think the impression that they'd be happy whatever was going on. Into the second half of the fight. How far do you reckon he is actually off at this stage, off genuine world title, you know, sort of challenges? Could he do it now?
In this day and age now, he's there or thereabouts. I still think I'd like to see him in against a guy who's boxed for a world title, and I know he has before. I mean, the boxer who's boxed for a world title recently, who's still good enough maybe to give a world champion a hard fight, just to see where he's at. You know, to see that you want to get there. When you get that opportunity, you want to make sure you're 100% ready. And he's got all the skill in the world, as Michael Conlan, a great little boxing brain. You worry about maybe about the lack of one-punch power, because all these featherweights except for Gary Russell can all bang a little bit.
Yeah.
And Josh, one of them couldn't, but all of a sudden he's found some power since he's won the title. So
I think Carl Frampton said afterwards he could punch a bit.
Yeah, so you know. And it's not saying that obviously I'm not saying that Michael Conlan can punch, but he's known as a boxer. He thinks, and sometimes maybe thinks a little bit too much. It's a beautiful shot.
That was one around the back of the head. And the corner man are furious.
They're getting disqualified the way they're behaving.
I tell you what, with a bit of justification though, Barry, I mean, I'm not condoning somebody coming onto the ring apron and doing that, but he did get a smack round the back of the head.
Yeah, he did.
Well,
you got to be careful, because you jumping up on the ring apron or jumping into the ring is a sign of that you've quit. Well, there's a low shot there as well there from Conlan. Good shot, lovely right hand.
is Ruiz going to want to know a great deal more, I wonder. Conlan starting to unload a little here in the 6th. Ruiz trying to drag Conlan into a little bit more of a tear-up.
He's slipping on the outside, Conlan. He's making Ruiz miss. He's slipping on the outside. But because he's going on the outside, his shoulder ends up being out behind Ruiz, and he can't fire back. So I'd rather him maybe just pivot on the front, stay nice and low and pivot on the front foot. Means he can fire back.
Well, closing stages of an interesting round. More ways than one. Fighters touch gloves, they're happy enough, but again he moans about the punch around the back of the head.
Let's see it here now. There he goes, just spins him, hits him on the back. There's 2 shots. He's lucky there, Conlan.
This is Dad in the corner, Ruben, who was distinctly unimpressed.
Well, he's right in his face. He gets one right hook to the kidneys and one on the back of the head. I'm not saying anything's intentional, but he's just throwing away.
He was absolutely incandescent, wasn't he, Ruben? After all that, a Conlan round, I take it?
Yes.
So 4 rounds to go.
It's funny because when you build up as a star and you're selling out places like this, filling up brand new stadiums are made for you, outdoor places are made for you, especially for just so you can fight at home. He's boxing well, but you feel like he should be doing more because of who he is. I don't know why that is.
Well, the committed, the big Irish contingent here will be saying he's doing what he's supposed to do, and those watching will be saying he's showing that he's a top-class fighter. But the neutrals, those are the ones to really become a global star. They're the ones you're going to have to turn on.
Oh, good shot. He's boxing well, and I think he's going through the gears. Every round's a little bit more intensity than the last one. He's thinking about his work. He's doing nothing wrong. It's just you feel because of where we are and the occasion that you want the electricity. I don't know what I can't quite put my finger on it.
Maybe that lack of one-punch power again that you talked about, you highlighted earlier. Anyway, still time to go. It's being hypercritical, and he's winning the fight clearly.
Yeah, he is. It's lovely. Listen, I take his skill over one-punch power every day of the week. You would. Oh, lovely.
Referee having to stop any potential naughtiness there again.
Nice little right hand there from Ruiz. I think I've said that tonight.
Not been too many, have there?
But why? Because Conlan's just controlled it. He's controlled it. You know, the ring space. He's controlled the pace of the fight.
He hasn't fathomed him out at all when Conlan's been fighting southpaw.
He's able to get closer now as well, Conlan. That might be an interesting factor as the rounds go on now.
Another round for Conlan as he goes back to his corner to hear from Adam Booth once more.
Homegrown alligator, beautiful right-hander from Conlan. Got to take another cut back after it, mind, but for the most part, he's picking his shots well, and he's just closing the gap ever so slowly, a little bit closer each round.
You know how to get yourself to terrorize. Hard to maintain, knowing that when you hit that distance, you slide that hit into it. Never on that track.
Listening to every word, you can see a respect for the advice that he's getting into the 8th. Thoroughly bamboozled, Ruiz. Sure that he turned up here wanting to give the best possible account that he could of himself, but at no stage does he remotely look like winning this fight.
Now, and every now and again he's tried to fire in little attacks, but he's been either Conlan's either skipped out of the distance or slipped inside and made him pay for it. So a little bit negative because of that. And also Conlan's always constantly stalking him, and you're feeling the pressure there. You know you're being set up for something. Nice right hand
with a right hand. Commentators curse that one.
That's nice there from Conlan. That was good there from Conlan. Nice little roll inside rather than take too many steps back. Just dip the knees, roll underneath and come back with a body shot. Good right hook. It's not so much the punches from Conlan, the pressure with the feet is what's causing Ruiz so much trouble. Oh, nice right hook there though from the Irishman.
Another good right hand, and that got a real buzz of acclaim from the ringside aficionados, and he's got him going. But the clock is ticking down, and Ruiz is going to see it through to the end of the round. I'm not sure how badly hurt he was, but certainly Conlan saw enough to make him really go.
Yeah, he did that, and also he kept the distance with the follow-up attack. He almost went a step too close, readjusted himself and got a nice little distance to rally again there, Conlan.
Use that left hand to keep on us in that jab. When you want to hurt him, make sure you're low. Touch that left hand, shut that right shoulder fast. You will catch him with it, okay? When you want to be able to get in close and then dig downstairs. He doesn't like the body shot, trust me.
There's the right hand. And he really went looking for him.
He did there, but he got too close and he just made a little adjustment there to go back and get that nice enough space where you get a little bit of leverage on the shots. And that's a good sign for Conlan, because he's been getting better as the rounds have gone on, and that bodes well when he goes into real championship fights.
2 rounds left. Will he now try to put Ruiz away?
See the standstill there of Conlan, how wide it is. He puts that front foot, he almost steps on their toe, but he sits on that back foot, so they feel safe almost. And then he comes in with the attack. All he got to do is move his body a little bit forward, and he's right on him.
Oh, he's put a low one in, and he's doing the dying swan. He's not. It's not been given low. He's given us the knockdown.
I don't think it was low down.
Do you not?
No, I think it might be on the waistband, but the waistband's high.
Well, Conlan now will look as though he can take it out. There's certainly a low one there, but he stopped it anyway. The towel has come in from his father in the corner, and Conlan gets the stoppage win he wanted, and Belfast celebrates. Body shots did it in the end, and Ruiz by that stage was a spent force such as he's ever been. He didn't really give a very good account of himself.
Well, he never, but I also think in many ways he wasn't allowed to, because Conlan took the centre of the ring straight away. A nice wide stance, that front foot puts you under so much pressure that it makes you feel like you can't throw, because you know you're being set up for something. And to be fair to Conlan, he took his time, he had a good look at Ruiz, and I think he improved every round, went through the gears, and you were waiting for that. You were waiting for a little bit of magic, a little bit of a spark. And he wasn't sure if he was going to come. He thought because he's a thinking fighter. He was just going to make sure he was just winning every round, doing everything right. And he was sort of boxing by numbers in many ways.
He outclassed him. There was absolutely no point of that fight where Ruiz looked as though he was remotely in with a chance of winning it.
Well, Ruiz couldn't do anything. And as the rounds went on, every time Ruiz threw a punch, he got made to pay with it.
Well, what did he go down to there?
Well, I think it was the left hand first of all. I think the right hook. I think it was the straight left. Of course, it was that shot there. I think it might be the first one.
Well, the way he collapsed, that was what made me think initially that he'd been hit low, and he clearly wasn't. In fact, it's hard to see what he was really hit with, which put him down.
So that one there, or the one that whips across. And obviously, that's just before that. But it was a similar combination. It was either the straight one right into the solar plexus, or the right hook that whips across your body. It has a slight little delay before it takes the wind out of you.
That was right on the band, and Ruben Ruiz said enough is enough, pulls his son out, and the referee steps in, and Belfast celebrates.
Well, he wins every round, quite comfortable, let's be honest. Well, more than quite easily comfortable, and gets a stoppage in the 9th round, and that's for everyone, for the crowd. That's why everyone wanted to see a stoppage. You know, he outclasses somebody, outboxes him, dominates, and gets a win.
Bob Arum looks a happy man. He knows that his fighter is moving closer towards real superstar elite company.
and that's what he is. You can see the crowd he built here. This is not this for no disrespect to the titles and other fighters hold these titles and relatively meaningless in what it makes to be a world champion, but he fills a place like this. He gets all these people out just for this, on his name, not on a world title, not on anything else, just his name alone, and that makes him a star. And obviously because the Irish are all around the world, and they can fill any arena. He can box anywhere and fill anywhere now. And if he can pick up a world title in the next 18 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, he could do a world tour and fill every arena he'll box in. But the skills are never doubted. The skills of Conlan, you can never doubt it. He's got sublime skills. He's a thinking fighter. You see the intelligence in his work. No, I was sort of trying to say that there was a little bit of a spark missing because he has that star quality, so you expect more from him, and it's maybe not fair, but you do, because of the occasion we're in. But then he produced it in the end.
Yeah, he got there in the end, didn't he? There were some rounds earlier on. I mean, the crowd was going ballistic, but there were some rounds earlier on which, quite frankly, were a little bit on the dull side. But then, when he moved through the gears from sort of round 5, 6 onwards, it became a different story.
And from a coach's perspective, he could have went out there and tried and blast that fed out early and got a real scrappy affair and 10 rounds of scrappiness. But he didn't. He boxed really well and got the finish.
Right, so formalities now to be completed, timing of the stoppage, and what the Belfast crowd wanted to hear. Thomas Triber's up there. The two fighters are in the ring and will presumably be brought together at some point. But let's go in there and hear exactly what the timing of the stoppage was. Here's Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 34 seconds of round number 9. The red corner advises our referee, Michael Alexander, to stop the contest. Therefore, your winner, still undefeated, and now both the WBO Intercontinental and WBA Intercontinental Featherweight Champion, Michael Conlan.
Well, he really is very good, isn't he? And they absolutely love him here in Belfast. How far he still has to go to a genuine world title shot, well, that's open to debate, but he won tonight very, very comfortably indeed.